Spoiler alert, Aqru is going onto my top 7 crypto lender list, and it's going to take the number 5 spot. I haven't been this excited about a crypto lender since I started using Vold back in January of this year. So if Aqru only pays the 5th highest yield, why am I so excited about it? Well, 2 reasons. First of all, yields change. Anchor is switching to a variable rate soon. Ledn recently reduced their rates. And so when these changes happen, it's good to have other options. Secondly, it doesn't really matter how much the top performer pays, because there's no way I'd put all my funds into any one platform. What really matters is your blended yield, and that's your income across several platforms divided by your investment across several platforms. Now, if you're only using the top 3 lenders on my list, then this really doesn't matter. But if you're spread across the top 5 lenders on the list, then your average or blended yield is going to change from 13% to 13.8% with the addition of Aqru. That's a higher return without taking on additional risk. Also, there's an excellent incentive to open an account with Aqru right now because they're paying a sign-up bonus of $75. I'll explain more details when we get to the tips section, including how you can actually make more than $75. If you've never heard of Aqru, that's probably because it's not available in the United States. For the Americans watching, I'd recommend as an alternative, you could look at Vold. It pays a similar yield on USDT and USDC, and I'll include a link in the description to my review. And for the 96% of the world's population outside the United States, I recommend watching to the end of the video because Aqru is a worthy contender for diversifying your crypto income portfolio. A quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just sharing my personal experiences. Always do your own research before investing. So how much yield does Aqru pay? Well, 12% APY with no platform tokens required and no lockup periods. Simple. The process to start earning yield on Aqru is pretty simple. Send your crypto to the Aqru platform and it will show up as uninvested amount. At that point, it's not earning any yield. The second step is to click Invest This. Then you choose your investment and you'll start earning income immediately. Now, Aqru does offer you the option to purchase your crypto with fiat by linking your bank, but personally, I always recommend using exchanges rather than crypto lenders for that purpose. For example, you could use Binance, Crypto.com, or Coinbase. So far, I've only invested in the US dollar stablecoin product, and if we take a look at the homepage on my app, you can see that I'm currently earning $4.66 per day. And if you'd like to learn more about how crypto lenders can pay higher yields than banks, I made a video called How Do Crypto Lenders Make Money? And if you're wondering what's the deal with the name Aqru, A-Q-R-U, well, it's a play on the word accrue spelled A-C-C-R-U-E, as in accrue interest or accrue income. Once I learned that, I found it easier to remember the name of the platform. So after depositing funds into Aqru and playing with most of the features, here are the pros and cons that I've found so far. Most crypto lenders pay their interest daily, weekly, or monthly. But Aqru is like Anchor in that it pays the interest in real time. So that means every time you go and check the app, your stablecoin balance will have increased. Unless, of course, you're obsessive compulsive and you're checking it every 15 seconds. So real-time interest payments is an advantage because your money is compounding faster than if your interest was paid in, say, monthly installments. In other words, you're getting interest on your interest constantly. The next pro is a big plus as far as trust is concerned, and that is my interactions with customer service have been really good. I had questions during the KYC period and then later on about interest payments, and Nadia was very helpful from customer service, as was Dimitar. He's the head of customer service. They were both responsive and frankly, they get better service than any bank I've ever used. So I'm confident that if there was an issue or a problem, they'd be all over it pronto. As far as the negatives or cons are concerned, there aren't any deal breakers, but here are a few items where I'd say Aqru is less competitive. As with any new platform, I first deposited a small amount and did a small test withdrawal. The withdrawal went through fine, but Aqru does its withdrawals in daily batches, so you may have to wait until the next day for your withdrawal to go through. For me, it took about 24 hours. It can be slightly more than that, or it can be substantially less than that. But in general, it's slower than other platforms like Vold and HODLNOT, where withdrawals take less than an hour. The cost for withdrawals is $20, which is about average, but you can get cheaper withdrawals at HODLNOT. They charge $10 and they give 1 free withdrawal per month. Customer service advised me that withdrawals are free if you withdraw pounds or euros, but I haven't tried that as I operate in dollars. The second con is that when you invest in US dollar stablecoins, your funds are put into a blend of stablecoins that's determined by Aqru. Now, examples of those stablecoins would be USDC, USDT, or DAI, but personally, I'd prefer to be able to choose my stablecoin so that I know exactly what my allocation is between them. And lastly, Aqru is fairly small and new compared to the big players like Nexo and Celsius. So if you like the stability of a large player like Celsius that has 1.6 million customers, just know that Aqru only has about 10,000 customers as of April 2022. But on the other hand, the customer service I've experienced with Aqru has been more responsive than I've received from Celsius or Nexo. After using Aqru, here are some useful tips that I've learned. Aqru offers the highest one-time sign-up bonus of any of the platforms. But before we get into that, Aqru funds every new account with $10 of USDC, no link or referral required, that one's automatic. On top of that $10, Aqru will pay you another $75 if you use the link in the description to open an account. So that's a total of $85 to get you started, not bad. But you can make a lot more than $85 in bonuses. If you open an account with Aqru and you like using the platform, then scroll down on the home page to the referral code. The share button will give you a hyperlink you can share with your friends, and each friend will receive $75, and so will you. So if you refer 10 friends, each friend gets $75 and you get $750. Or if you can't be bothered explaining it to your friends, you can just send them this video and they could use my referral code. The second thing to know is that the KYC, or Know Your Customer sign-up process, does take a little bit longer than some other platforms like Vold, for example. For me, it was about 20 minutes of putting in information and scanning some documents like passport, and then it was 3 days before I was approved, but it was worth the wait. Now, earlier I said every time you check your app, the stablecoin balance has gone up. That may or may not be true for the total balance, which is measured in fiat currency, not stablecoins. Obviously, the total balance of your account could go up or down if you have ETH or Bitcoin because the price of those coins rises and falls. But even if you're 100% in stablecoins, the total balance can fluctuate slightly in the short term. For example, if you look at my app right now, you can see that the total balance and the stablecoin balance are slightly different. The difference is usually much less than 1%. The explanation is that stablecoins can move slightly off their peg. For example, USDC could be 99.8 cents today and 100.2 cents tomorrow. Now, if you're checking your balance once a week or once a month, then you won't notice these tiny fluctuations. The next item isn't really a tip, just something I noticed. They offer USD Maple as a crypto fund that pays 12% yield, but it has a 90-day lockup period, so I just skipped it. And the last tip is about token swaps. If you're looking for a token swap button on the app, there isn't one, but you can swap tokens, and I'll show you how to do it. Let's say you want to swap USDC for Bitcoin. From the account screen, scroll down to Bitcoin, click Invest, then select USDC. Enter the amount, click Next, and you can swap your USDC for Bitcoin. In other words, the token swaps are part of the invest function. So let's wrap this up with some closing thoughts. Overall, I've been really happy with Aqru. They've currently got about 10,000 customers. I think that number's going to grow quickly. They don't do a big advertising budget like Crypto.com, but with that really generous referral program, I don't think they need to do much advertising. And the last thing I want to say is that this is the third platform that has come to me from one of the viewers. So thank you to Crypto Strategist for recommending that I check out Aqru. I'm glad that I did. Crypto lending is changing quickly. There's new stuff happening all the time. So if you come across a crypto lending platform that you think would qualify for my top 7, feel free to leave a comment down below. And speaking of other crypto passive income platforms, I mentioned Vold earlier. If you haven't seen the full Vold review, it's an excellent platform and you can watch it by clicking here. More armchair crypto income coming soon.